Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It is already July, just so crazy. I feel like June went fast but also slow at the same time. I read 12 books, which is the most I've ever read in a single month. I just feel like the reason I read so much was because I finished a lot in like one day. There's a lot of one-day books where I just sat down and read them and fully got through the whole thing immediately right away. So yeah, that's why I ended up reading so much of that, and I just feel like there was some good selections by me this month. Obviously, with reading them all so quickly, I feel like that's just because I chose really good ones and I was just really into them as well. But yeah, let's get into it. The first book I read was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I don't know why I kept pushing this. I do know why I kept pushing this off. I was waiting for the second book, Reckless, to come out, which I think it comes out in a couple days. I'm not sure exactly when, but I was waiting for a second one to come out because I knew if I read this and with all the hype it was getting, I'd most likely want to read the second one immediately, which I did anyways. I do want to read it, and I literally ordered it like right away, so I'm super excited for it to come out. But God, I'm so mad at myself for waiting so long to read this because it was so good. I could not put it down. It took me 2 days. It was a 5-star read. I was just in love. Like, the story was so good. Everything about it was just amazing, and that ending really got me. I need the next book so badly. Like, it is painful how badly I want the second book already. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. I literally can't wait. It was just such a good book. Reckless, man, please. Reckless is gonna wreck my life. Let's just put it that way. That's the best way to put it. The next book I read was actually on my iPad or Kindle, whatever you want to call it. It's an iPad, but I use the Kindle app. And it is Slow AF Run Club by Martinez Evans. So recently I've been trying to get into running more, but I've had like a mental block. I feel just growing up in sports, running was always just a punishment for it. So I guess I took it just like not well. But running is really good for you, and I have a goal in my life there. I want to run a marathon at some point, and might as well do it while I'm young, you know, while I'm physically able to and stuff. So I read this book going in, not really knowing what I was going to expect, but I think he did a fantastic job of just explaining everything. He has stretches to do. He has, you know, a whole plans worked out. Anyways, he has whole plans worked out to go from like not running to 5K to all that stuff. Like, they're all in there. It also, like, there's a workbook as well to help you write your goals to get there and everything. And I just feel like, as a beginner who has literally knows nothing about running in any way, shape, or form, I just feel like it was the perfect book to start. It gave me ideas of what I wanted to do and how I want to start and everything, and I'm actually just like really excited. I haven't started running yet. I just started biking actually after I read the book, just to sort of like get going. I feel like I am really out of shape. As being an athlete my whole life, I went to college, stopped training, cut all training out of my life basically, besides walking, and so I feel like getting back into it is going to be my hardest thing ever, but we'll see how it ends up. The next book I read was Collide by Balcabra. I'm sorry if I said that name wrong. I like literally, I'm sorry. Look how pretty this cover is. Anyways, I saw this on Kindle Unlimited, and it wasn't available on Kindle Unlimited, but I kept seeing it and I was like, this is a book I need to read. Like, it's so cute. And then I was in Barnes & Noble, I saw it on the tables, and I was like, oh, I'm picking this up immediately. Not that I needed to in any way, shape, or form, but I picked it up anyways. And then I gave it some 3 stars. I gave the last book, Slow AF, 3 stars as well. It said I'm going to be more stingy with my star ratings this month, and I am. And I'm going to hopefully keep continuing that for the rest. I feel like though, like 3 stars is like, I liked it, didn't love it, but I liked it. But I don't really go under 3 stars unless I like absolutely hated the book. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I feel like I also related to this because the main character is Summer, and she is a psychology student, but she's doing sports psychology. So it was something I love, which is why I connected to it so well and really wanted to read it. And I do highly recommend reading it. It was such a good book. But yeah, I'm just waiting for a hockey romance to just like end my world, I guess. I don't know. I'm just waiting for it to like just be amazing one day. The next book I read was The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I read the Inheritance Game series last year. I think it was last year-ish, I think, and I love the series so much, and she is probably one of my favorite authors right now. And then I heard about this one. A lot of people are talking about it, saying it's Criminal Minds for the like YA world, and I'm a huge Criminal Minds fan, so I thought I'd pick it up. It is literally Criminal Minds. It's like a bunch of teenagers working for the FBI to solve murder cases. So it was super, super exciting. I loved it so much. The first book, we're introduced to Cassie. She's the main character, and she pretty much tells the story throughout the whole 4-book series. And she is like, she's such a good person. She's natural because she's a natural profiler, so she's able to read people really well. In the first book, we sort of learn about her the most, and we meet all the other naturals as well, all the other characters. But her life, the reason she does this is because her mom was kidnapped and presumed dead, and she does not know what happened to her. And ever since then, she sort of wanted to figure out, wanted to help people so they didn't go through the same thing she went through, sort of thing. And yeah, so that's the first one. And then they solve a case in this first book as well, but I won't get into that because I don't want to spoil anything. The next book I read, where is it? The Dixon Rule by Al Kennedy. If anyone's gonna write a hockey romance, it is gonna be her, and it is going to be fantastic, always. I don't know, it's just like, it's, what's the best way to say it? Enemies to lovers, I guess, best way, but there's also like fake dating a little bit in here, to get like exes off their backs, as well as like there's the spices in this book, I'll put it that way. The spices with a couple of kinks that I guess I wasn't expecting, but I highly loved, which is weird. But it was just so like, it was so engaged. Like I'm like lost for words right now. I just loved it so much. I enjoyed reading it so much. I think I literally finished this in one day, I'm pretty sure. So it says a lot about it, in my opinion, but yeah. The next 3 books I read were the next 3 in the in the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So the first one I gave 3 stars. This one, Killer Instinct, was, the Naturals I gave 3.5 stars. This one was 4. All In, which is the next one, was 4.5. And then Bad Blood, which is the final book in the series, was 5-star for me. So throughout it, I told you Cassie is the main character in the Naturals. We learn there's other Naturals. One of them is, his name is Dean. His father is a serial killer, which is how basically he got into the Naturals program, sort of. So he's also a natural profiler, and basically in this book, someone is being a copycat killings of his father's, and they're trying to solve it and figure out who's doing it. So you get more insight to his his life as well. I will say there's subplots of romance in here as well, but very, very subplot. Like, it's very minimal, but it's very cute as well. Next is All In. So this All In, this one is based in Las Vegas. So there's a bunch of killings happening. The adults in charge of them don't really want them working like live cases, but they want to work on because they think it's really important. And there's a lot of bodies that are dropping at the moment. So there's 5 naturals. We met the 2 profiles, Cassie and Dean, and then the other 3, one is a natural liar and a lie detector basically. The other one can read people's emotions really well, and the 3rd, she is like mathematician. Everything that revolves math basically is like her go-to. She understands it perfectly always. So in this one, there's a serial killer. You can never catch them on camera in any way, and each victim has a series of numbers tattooed on their wrist, hidden numbers in hidden in the numbers is a code, and they are trying to crack this code, trying to figure out what's going on. Through this, Cassie also finds evidence about her mom's disappearance / presumed murder, and she is dealing with all that at the same time as trying to catch this case. Through this, they end up figuring out that there is a cult that is pretty much the mastermind of everything, and that is the premise of the 4th book, is figuring out this cult and everything like that. So then we have Bad Blood, Sense Cult, and basically, what's the best way to put this? Basically, Cassie figures out that all of this is related back to her childhood in some way, and so she's going back to where she's lived all this time. She traveled a lot with her mom and is basically figuring out like what all of these murders has to do with her. And so there is a killing cult out there, and they're trying to figure out who's in it, why they're killing people, who they pick, which is all has to do with the 3rd book as well, because the Fibonacci sequence is in there, and like that's how they pick the dates to kill and who to kill, I guess, something like that. So all that is going on, and then through this, so it says the team worked to uncover the mysteries of a group that has been killing in secret for generations. And they find themselves against a ticking clock as more people are like, set to die as dates come up. And in the end, it says, all burning questions are answered. You learn anything that you're questioning throughout the series, I feel like was answered in this book. Everything with Cassie's family, with relationships, with people's past, like all the other naturals' past. You sort of get more insight into all of them as well throughout the series, but mainly in these. So you sort of just like learn so much, and it is such a great ending. It was a 5-star for me. I love this book, and yeah, I feel like that's all I can say about it. Next book, Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Academia romance. Oh, wow. Who would have thought? I never would have thought this would be something like I actually just thoroughly enjoyed, but I do like this one. I mainly read it because they work for NASA. My best friend is she loves NASA so much. Anything to do with NASA, anything to do with stars, she's a big fan of. So that's the main reason I picked this up. So the 2 main characters are working on this new project for NASA. It's, I guess you could say, an enemies to lovers, because they do dislike each other in the beginning, I guess. Okay. They do dislike each other in the beginning and then end up like getting along throughout. They sort of realize during it that someone is sabotaging their work purposefully to get her in trouble and just to ruin everything. So that you end up figuring out as well at the end, and you sort of get like, I don't think it's enemies to lovers, it's just like there's miscommunication. She thinks he hates her, but he doesn't hate her, sort of thing, and then they like communicate that, like, oh, like they finally communicate and fix that, and all is well. Right. Anyways, that is, I don't know. I don't even know if it's the best way to even say it. But anyways, Levi and B, they figure everything out, have their sort of, you know, relationship. I will say, I think there was a third act breakup. I will say that. So keep that in mind. The next 2 books I read were on my Kindle. It was The Chase and then The Risk, also by Elle Kennedy. So The Chase, you have a hockey player that sort of hates the spotlight, sort of thing, and then you have the girl, I think her name's Summer, and she is always in the spotlight without really wanting to be, but she just always ends up in it that way, always ends up in drama, sort of thing. So he's basically scared of a relationship with her, I guess is the best way to put it. Because of that, he doesn't like the spotlight, he doesn't want to be in it, doesn't want to be associated with it in any ways. And then they're into each other at the beginning, and it sort of gets off on the wrong foot at a party when they overhear things that are like kind of mean. And so they fight for pretty much like majority of the first half of the book, I would say, and they finally like accept that they have, you know, feelings for each other and go on to do all of that. And it was a really cute book. It was just like adorable. I feel like Elle Kennedy, she just knows how to write romance. She always has me kicking my feet and giggling in every way. So I just like, so good. And then you have The Risk, which is she's the bad girl, like that's her vibe basically, and she is the coach's daughter, and a rival player on another team, they like sort of, that's who the 2 people are. That was not English, like at all. Anyways, you have the coach's daughter and a rival player on another team, and it's sort of, there's a bit of fake dating in there, and it's like she name drops his name to get like a job that she really, really wants. And in order for that to happen, they need to be fake dating. With that, every time she needs him to be she needs him to be the fake boyfriend, he wants a real date from her. So through it, they start becoming friends, they get along, and then they, you know, we all know what happens. There is, I will say, a third act breakup in this one, and it's just because he is a man and he is stupid. But yeah, that's all I'm even gonna say. It was so stupid, and it's just because he's a man. I feel like that's the best way to put it. I feel like just saying that, everyone's gonna know what I'm talking about, but regardless. The last book I read this month was What Once Was Mine, which is a twisted tale. So it is Rapunzel's story. Instead of her mom drinking the sundrop flower, which is healing, she drinks the moondrop flower, not really knowing that there was a difference, and thus Rapunzel's hair is silver instead of gold, and actually has the ability to kill people with the different stages of the moon, but that's just not the only thing that it's able to do, but no one really knows that. So the queen, instead of her getting kidnapped, she gets taken away just to keep everyone safe, as she can kill people with her hair. And you get Flynn Rider, you get another person as well who takes her on the adventure when she sneaks out of her tower. And there's a lot, I would say there's a lot more evil, there's evil people going on, and you get more of just like, it's not just the one land, like there's other lands, and you learn about the surrounding, I guess, countries is the best way to say it. And Mother Gothel lies about everything yet again. We all saw that coming. And Rapunzel finds out everything, who she is, what's going on, and she learns to use her hair for good and not just bad. So, yeah. It was good. I will say I'm a huge Rapunzel fan, so the original and the movie will always be my favorite in the whole entire world. But I will say this was a really good retelling of it, and I did enjoy it. I don't know if I will do another fairy tale retelling or not. I don't know. I grew up on these and I just like, don't want them to change. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of my June wrap up, I guess. And yeah, 12 books. I finished so many just in the same day, like start it and finish it same day, which is why I was able to get through so many. And I was just like locked in on these like books in the series. So that's the best way to explain it, I guess. And then yeah, but if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.